What's going on, you guys? So check it right. I've got an interesting topic and it relates to Touchline, calling out the hip-hop community, more specifically the fans and listeners, for highlighting the numbers and streams within hip-hop instead of the actual music itself. So he came out to say the following: things have changed. The average fan is so concerned about numbers, not the music. Every day the timeline is a war regarding streams. Only labels used to care about numbers, but now it's one 18-year-old fighting another because they compare the streams of their favorites. Maybe y'all can make me understand what incentive there is for a listener when it comes to numbers, and I really would like to know. So I get where Touchline is coming from. I mean, currently whenever there's a conversation about music, the default topic is about numbers, or how many streams an artist accumulates within the first week of them dropping their album, or whether that artist is charting on Apple Music or Spotify. And with these conversations taking place, you rarely hear people speaking on the actual music itself. And I get it. When it comes to fans speaking on numbers in regards to their favorite artists, it all comes down to bragging rights. I mean, whether it's the Iversons, the Mega C, and now recently the Slimes with P2, fan bases use numbers to try control the narrative of their favorite artists by essentially trying to assert their dominance in the game, using numbers as a point of reference or proof for their claims. Now we had Jody chime into the conversation by saying the following: a lot of independent, high-quality talent is going to fade into the background because of this. Music has become like sports for real now. The numbers have become way more important than the art. Imagine how many incredible indie artists are overlooked because their numbers are low. And Touchline responded by saying, they're not going to see the lights of their Mfana. They stand no chance. They have to hope by some miracle they go viral. And if that doesn't happen, they remain stuck in the same place, making good music, getting no recognition, and then having to call it quits. And Jody followed up by saying, and they will say, stop complaining and promote your music. Like it's 65 rand per month to promote your music on a high level. Lol. They don't care, my nigga. They want the finished product. As to what you go through to make it happen, Abangeni Lapo, Guraf, no 1080 cartel. And Touchline responded by saying, bro, and now we gotta post our streams to prove that we're doing well. Now I take screenshots on my Spotify to show that I'm a big deal. Why? Why is that my focus as an artist? We're gonna lose the best musicians to this phenomenon. Talented kids will give up way too quick. So both these guys raised some really good points. I mean, if the numbers chat is always going to dominate the conversation, then we'll always have indie artists being overlooked because of their low numbers. How fans always tell artists to promote their music instead of complaining, which speaks to fans not really investing enough time to actually enjoy the music that is being produced, whether that's appreciating the lyrics, the subject matter, the production, or the actual art itself. Instead, we need numbers to validate that the art is good, which is a metric you could use to a certain extent, but it doesn't really speak to the quality of the music. But that's a topic we'll still get into. Now we had young Tyran also add to the conversation by saying, I hear you, Touch. It's the worst feeling ever. Numbers should never validate the quality. And Touchline responded by saying, ever, dog, ever. When yenza into yakho boy ngoba uyabulala, no matter how good the numbers are, the fall-off happens overnight anyway. And Tyran responded by saying, I promise if numbers weren't displayed, the landscape of music would be so different. This is why labels pay bot forms to inflate streams, because they know the social proof is what influenced the majority of fans. Now, as I said earlier, numbers are a metric that can measure whether the music is good or not, but to a certain extent, but it doesn't really speak to how good the quality of the music really is. I mean, nowadays we have artists like Travis Scott who use bundles to push up their streams, but do these inflated streams speak to the quality of the music? Granted, this is a bad example because Travis does make quality music, but if you're including merch in your album sales, you give your listeners more incentive to purchase your product, which really doesn't speak to the music itself. And I like what Tyran said, if numbers were never part of the conversation, it would give a clear indication as to who is really dropping good music, whose music is mediocre, and whose music is trash. And with the numbers chat distorting the perception of what's good and what isn't, is it really a viable metric of measuring who's hot or what is considered as quality music? Well, personally, I don't think so. And with streaming farms also becoming a common practice used by labels for their artists, while are some of these artists really as big as they seem? I mean, I can't help but think of what J. Cole said on A Lot by 21 Savage with the following lines: how many faking their streams, getting their plays from machines? I can see behind the smoke and mirrors, niggas ain't really big as they seem. I never say anything, everybody got their thing. So I mean, if one of the biggest rappers in the world is speaking on how labels and their artists are distorting the landscape, why are we still considering numbers as the most important topic in this hip-hop conversation? I mean, when it all comes down to it, the numbers chat is flawed in my opinion, and that's why you rarely see this channel speaking on streams or numbers, because at the end of the day, the art is the only thing that matters, and we need to bring that back. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you agree with Touchline sentiments, or do you think speaking on numbers in regards to SA hip-hop is obsolete? Comment down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to hit that like button if you found the content dope, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's on to the next one.